Hey, young America, we need to talk. You may think this is uncool. You may even think it is bogus. But I want to tell you about something that has everyone buzzing. Something that concerns mature boys and girls just like you. Something called grassroots.
Hey everyone, this is Erin Ashley Simon.
This is Brandon Killabh Hall.
Welcome to another episode of Grassroots Podcast. Today's a special day and episode because we have someone who does crazy challenges. Fighting people. Not in that way. I mean, she said it. You never know. She said it.
To be continued.
But as always, we love to have our guests introduce themselves, get a little bit about their backstory, who they are, before we get into their grassroots. So
Definitely.
Tell us. Let the fans know who you are, what you about, and don't worry, guys. She doesn't bite. At least now.
At least now.
Yet.
Yeah, not yet.
My name is Kailah Casillas, and I'm 25 years old. I live in Las Vegas, and I do badass challenges, and I beat people up. And that's pretty much, that's my job right now, and it's freaking awesome.
Oh, man. So, first off, I'm jealous. I was one of those people that grew up wanting to do the real world challenges. I was that guy. I never worked up enough nerve to actually submit a tape. To audition for it. So first, tell me what was that process like for you? Like, what even made you want to do it? Was this something that you've been watching for so long? You just said, all right, let's do it. Fuck it.
Yeah. So, I mean, I was just like you growing up. I mean, like any other high school or middle school kid that's like, damn, I want to do that someday. But obviously, you never think that's actually going to happen to you. Mm-hmm. I didn't apply to be on the challenge because the challenge is the type of show where you have to be taken from another pool of like contestants. So I came from the real world. Okay. And now there's other people like from Road Rules or now Are You the One? And these days it's Bad Girls Club, Big Brother. You can be from any other reality TV show and be on the challenge. But originally it was just Road Rules and Real World. Mm-hmm. So I applied to be on Real World just out of a whim. I mean, I had graduated from college from Florida Gulf Coast University, and I really didn't want to get a job, and my parents were kind of like, what are you going to do with your life? And I was like, I don't know. I still don't know. All these years later, I still don't have any idea what I want to do. But instead of applying for jobs, I decided to be a degenerate and just like apply for the real world, and I didn't ever think anything of it. It was like a quick application, like 5 minutes. And one thing led to another. I mean, a couple months later, they wrote me back. They're like, you need to fill out another application, a longer one, and then Skype interviews, and we need to get to know you better, and we need to do all this stuff. And then they called me one day, and they're like, you're on the real world. And I was like, whoa, what?
That's crazy. Wow.
I know, just little old me. I mean, it was the craziest experience to just, and they only give you a week. So,
a week what, to ramp up to
mm-hmm.
get ready?
Yeah, so when you get the final call for Real World, they're like, you're leaving in 7 days to go wherever we're wanting you to go. So for me, I was living in Florida at the time, and they're like, we want you to pack up your things and move to Vegas for 3 months.
Oh,
so
wow.
I had an apartment, I had a job, I had a boyfriend, I had a dog, I had all this shit.
You
and
got
I
rid of the dog.
No, I still have my dog, but I got rid of the boyfriend. So yeah, I got rid of everything, and I was just like, let's do it, like ready for an adventure. So
wow. Okay, so that application process, you said like the next one is Skyping and everything like that. Were they asking you personal questions? Were they trying to get a reaction out of you? Like, was it like kind of like a mental thing, or was it just like telling your backstory, who you are and everything?
No, it was like the most intrusive process that you'll ever go through. Not only just with me, but like they interviewed my 3 best friends, my parents, my ex-boyfriends, which I had to like beg them to do, because who wants to like help an ex-girlfriend out? You know what I mean? Like, please just help me. I really want to do this. So I had to convince them to do that. And the questions that they ask you, and at the time I was 22, so I was young and I felt like it's scary, and the things that they're asking are super intrusive. Like, how many people have you had sex with? Like all of that, like really deep stuff. And I'm like, dude, like, I don't know what I'm getting myself into right now, and I don't know if this is a good idea. And I remember my last interview, they flew me out to LA. And this is before I even knew I was on the show. But I had an idea, like, it's coming. I might actually make it. Like, I'm really far in the process. And I cried afterwards because I was like, I don't know if I want to do this. This is scary. Like, sitting in front of this random old man with, like, a green screen behind me, and they're asking me these personal questions. And I'm like, I don't know if this is the right move for me, but...
You went through with it.
Yeah, I did. And, like, I'm so happy. Like, if I would not have gone through with it, I would have been kicking myself, you know? Because this is an awesome opportunity, and everything that I've done is amazing. But, like, at the time, hell yeah, it's scary as shit.
It's got to be serious. So I'm curious. You didn't get rid of the dog, but you got rid of the boyfriend.
Yeah.
Tell me what that process is like. Like, how do you come home and just say, hey, babe, how was your day? Great, right? Yeah. Fuck you. I'm leaving. I'm going to Vegas, and I'm getting it popping.
And it worked out in the worst way. Like, I was such an asshole about it because I didn't tell him that I was applying at all. Well, I told him about the original application, and he was upset about it. And then after, when I started getting more calls and stuff, I just decided I'm not going to say anything. I'm just going to, like, let it ride, because I probably won't get it anyway. Like, what's the point of, like, causing a fight, you know? So when I finally found out that I got the call and made it, I told all my friends, but I didn't tell him, and I had to go to work that night. So all my friends knew, and they knew that I was leaving, like, in a couple of days. So it's like everyone's celebrating, whatever, but he's there and he has no idea. Oh. I know. Wow. And someone slipped and told him.
You don't
Of course,
say.
I know.
You don't say.
I'm an idiot. Like, so, and I was working at the time. So I was bartending, and all my friends were there, whatever. And I just see him stand on the other side of the bar, just give me this look like, I hate you. Like, he goes, F you. And I was like, I was gonna tell you, but I didn't know how. I was gonna do it later. But
man,
I guess
poor
it's
guy.
over now. So yeah.
Poor guy.
But I mean, it worked out. Yeah. We wouldn't have lasted anyway.
As she sips her glass of water.
That was the pettiest sip of water I've ever seen in my life.
So, like, when you were going into the show, what were you most nervous about? Were you nervous about just everything that would happen and occur during the show? Or were you also nervous about, you know, some people's perceptions when it comes to reality TV shows?
I don't think I was as nervous about perception, just because, like, my parents are super open, and I've always watched reality TV with them, and they kind of are just very supportive of everything, and they kind of tell me, like, not to worry about what other people think. But I was just nervous about the whole experience. Like, I had never moved that far away from my parents. I didn't know what it was going to feel like to be on camera. Like, there's random people. I didn't know who I was going to meet, how I was going to react to things, what I was going to look like. You know, like, it's just a crazy situation. So it's just, I can't even pinpoint one thing that I was scared of most, but it was intimidating.
That's actually interesting. So I want to get a little bit into your upbringing a little bit. Like, obviously, this isn't the conventional career choice. So tell me a little bit about your parents, and, like, when you first started to introduce this to them, what were their initial thoughts to this decision?
So they've always been reality TV watchers. Like, growing up, I remember being really little watching, like, Big Brother with my dad, and even, like, The Real World. And it was kind of a cool thing for my parents and I to watch things like The Real World and The Challenge. And, like, it's not appropriate really for kids, but when topics would come up that weren't appropriate for me, we would, like, have a family discussion about them. And, like, it was almost like we would take lessons from the show, and my parents would, like, make it a teachable lesson. So, I mean, that was always a part of my life, so it wasn't a big deal when I got accepted. They were more excited for me and wanted me to, like, have this experience. So it was actually pretty cool.
Now, as you move forward with this, because again, you get older and you start to, like you said, you're trying to figure life out.
Yeah.
You can't keep beating people up and dumping boyfriends. So like, what do you think you could see yourself doing? Because obviously, you've been successful with the real world and all these challenges, and you just keep climbing up the TV charts, for lack of a better word. So what is your next steps for you? Like, what do you think would be something to do?
Well, as of right now, I'm not dumping boyfriends because I do have a boyfriend. He's awesome.
Oh.
So I do have that, and I have my dog, and I'm like settled in Vegas. And yeah, I mean, that's a question that I've been asking myself lately, because there are people on my show that have done like 15 seasons of it.
Yeah.
Like Cara Maria or Johnny Banana is like, those people have been on the show for years and years, and like they have made, I guess, what you could call a career out of it. And I guess I could do that if I wanted to, but I don't know that I want to.
Yeah.
It's stressful. It's a lot of drama. It's wear and tear on your body. And it's like, I do need to think of what's next. I just
Haven't gotten to that point
I'm
yet.
not sure. I'm only 25, so I have some time.
Yeah.
But I mean, I'm just going to keep riding these shows out as much as they can put me on. I'll be there as of now. So we'll see. You never know.
I don't blame you.
Why
Yeah.
not, man? I should have changed my career, man.
Word, man. I should just.
Doing obstacles, fighting people, getting rid of boyfriends. That sounds great.
I know. Yeah. But the thing about it is, like you said, I mean, it's a wave that you ride, but like any day they could stop calling me. So
Yeah.
there's no guarantee. Like
Yeah.
that's what's so not solid about this being a career, you know?
Yeah.
Like I don't know if I'm going to be on the next season. I'm just kind of sitting around waiting. So
Yeah.
it sucks because there's no stability to it.
Gotcha.
So at some point you kind of have to figure something out.
Oh, so I always thought it was like a contract thing. Like you sign on for, seasons. Like if you're the Real World or whatever, or Road Rules, whatever, there's teams or whatever and so forth. And I thought that you signed on for maybe like 2 seasons, 3 seasons. So this is like a bi-season thing. So every year you got to just wait, or do you have to, you don't have to reapply because you're already kind of in the system. So it's just a matter of waiting on the phone call.
Mm-hmm. It's just waiting on the phone call every time.
How
And
nerve-wracking is that for you?
It's nerve-wracking, but it's not. I mean, my first couple of seasons, I was like, damn, if I don't get a call, I'm going to be devastated. But now it's almost like if I don't get a call, then it's just like an opportunity for me to like go find something else. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like it would just be my time, and I would accept it because I've like gained so much cool experiences, and I've got to do so much cool shit that it's like I would just take it for what it is, I guess.
Yeah.
And just say, well, that was dope, and now I got to move on. But I mean, I would love to keep coming back.
So even if, they don't give a call back or anything, do you feel like just having that experience set a good foundation for whatever you want to do in the future? Because it's like, they say that like having good social media presence is key. You've been on TV, and it sets a certain point for you if you want to do anything that you want to do, whether it's entertainment-wise. Do you feel like reality TV in general, from your experience, kind of pushes you forward a lot faster than if maybe you started from the beginning?
I think it definitely can, but I think a lot of the people from my specific show have not utilized that at all. Like the majority of people who have been on my show have gone on the show, they've done a couple seasons, and then they go have a normal life. Like think about, I mean, the only really successful people are like The Miz, he's a wrestler now, and then there's that one, I don't even remember her name, but she's in The Hangover.
Oh, yeah.
Asian chick?
Asian
Oh,
chick.
okay,
Asian chick. I know.
Yeah, super successful. Like
Yeah.
she used it. There's like a very small handful, and I want to be one of those people that takes this opportunity and makes it into something else and uses it as a springboard. Because if I don't do that, then what else is there? Like what was all this for?
Yeah.
So like that's the goal, and that's what I'm trying to figure out right now. But I definitely don't want to be the vast majority of people that have done nothing with it on my show.
Come and gone, right?
Yeah.
What are some of the things, you seem so positive and vibrant. What are some things that you struggle with on a day-to-day basis? And that could be with, being on TV or just in life. Like, what are certain things that just bother you?
It's funny because you say that I'm positive and vibrant, and like I am. I definitely think that I am as a regular human being, but the way that I'm portrayed on TV is definitely not that way whatsoever.
I've read. So I was trying to see if that was really true.
Trying to pry at that. No, I think I get a bad rap because I stick up for myself and I don't take anyone's shit, So, and the thing that I've learned about these shows is that perception is everything.
Yeah.
So if you're gonna go in and you're gonna be weak and let people walk all over you, then that's what they're gonna do. But if you go in and you're like strong-minded and you're like, hey, you're not gonna talk to me that way, then people are probably not gonna mess with you. Or if you go in and you look like you're strong and you say you're strong, people might not want to go into elimination against you. You know, so that's kind of how I've always approached every season that I've been on. And I don't want to say that it's a character, but it's definitely something that you have to play up a little bit in order for people to take you seriously.
Yeah.
Do you feel like it also comes across a certain way? Because you mentioned before, you know, not on this episode right now, but you mentioned that you're Puerto Rican. I'm sure your full name shows, so they know you're Latin of some sort. Do you ever feel like that perception of you, the angry, you know, fighting for yourself, do you feel like sometimes it plays into this stereotype that's being portrayed, especially now when it comes to people who are Latin and Hispanic?
I mean, I'm sure that it might play into it a little bit. I don't really play up the whole Spanish thing too much because I just don't. I've never really connected all that much with my Spanish side. But I do think that that's what editing kind of does to me a little bit. Yeah, like that's what they cast me for, is to be that like crazy Latina, like whatever. And it shows through when you watch this show. It's like, damn, she's wild. And like, yeah, I kind of am, but I also am not like that all the time. Like,
Does it ever make you feel like, damn, I don't want to do this? Like, I want people to kind of get to know the real me. I'm not really like that crazy, even though you probably are a little crazy, but not that crazy.
Puerto Ricans, yes.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
Little.
That's why I said crazy, but not that crazy. Everyone that has Latino in their blood, they're crazy to a certain extent.
Yeah, I do. It does upset me sometimes because I feel like people watch the show and they take the whatever 10 minutes that you see of me an episode combined, and they make this assumption that that's exactly who I am as a person. And not only that, but what they see is in a pressure cooker game situation that's like high intensity. Like, that's not going to be me all the time walking down the street. Like, I'm not going to be like throwing people's luggage over balconies for no reason just in regular life. Like, that's stupid, you know? So yeah, it does get to me sometimes. It's like, damn, I wish people didn't always think that I was such an asshole. Yeah. But then again, that's why I do podcasts like this. So.
Have you ever been approached by anyone who watches the show, and just whether it's for a positive experience or a not so good experience, but have you had anyone go up to you and just say something?
No, see, that's the thing. And that's what makes me wonder. Things that make you go, because I have, obviously, as most reality TV people do, a lot of hate that comes at you on Twitter because people are behind their keyboards and they're mean as shit. Like, some of the shit they say to me, I'm like, ouch! Like, damn! But not once has anyone ever been mean to me in person. Yeah. Never. Wow. Not even once. So...
Yeah, but you know how trolls are. Trolls will fuck with you all day. It happens to us every day. Yeah. Literally, we go and check our pages, and it's always a comment or something. So I'm not really surprised about that. Like, people never say shit to your face.
Never.
It's one of those things where people hide behind keyboards so much that they probably forget that they're hiding behind a keyboard. And if they were ever to see you in person, they probably like, oh, hey.
Oh, hey, can I get a picture with you?
Yeah, like.
Yeah. Or they're just like, they see her on show and they're just like, yeah, I'm not going to do this in person.
Yeah.
No, never.
What's the toughest experience you've dealt with on the show that maybe wasn't even shown?
Ooh, toughest experience. I've had a lot. I've had so many ups and downs on the shows that I've done. It's crazy. Like, on the show specifically, like while I'm there living.
Yeah, it could be on or off.
I mean, definitely off the show, I would say the hate that I get, it really sucks. But on the show, there was one season when everyone in the house pinned me and my best friend against each other. Everyone hated us for whatever reason. Like, we just no one wanted to mess with us. So it was just me and her on our own, just fighting it out. And then an elimination came up and they voted her in against me. And we had to go against each other in elimination. Yeah, it hurt. So
who
that
won?
was, and it was like, I won. But it was like, oh, you guys did
Had
us
to
like
kill
that.
your dog.
I know, and it's like, and before you go into something like that, it's like, may the best woman win. Like, I wish you the best, but damn, I hope I beat you.
Yeah.
You know, like, I love you, but I gotta stay.
That's that competitive spirit.
Yeah, hell yeah.
So how do those experiences like affect your friendships and relationships with people on the show?
You know, it depends on the person, it depends on the circumstance, it depends on how it all played out, like, and it depends on how close you are, because when you're on the show, you can call someone a friend, but it's like, if you don't text me in real life or want to hang out with me, if I never see you, if I don't even know your sister's name, like, I don't consider you a friend.
Yeah.
Like, and at any point, you could turn on me and I could turn on you, and whatever, it's a game. But when friends turn on you that you hang out with outside and text and stuff, I mean, it hurts, but at the end of the day, it's like, damn, I know that you're there for the same reason I am. You want to get that money, so what can you really do?
Yeah.
It depends, but it depends on the circumstance. Like, if they could have gone about it in a different way and they chose not to and they screwed you over, then that's a deal breaker. But sometimes you gotta do what you have to do.
Isn't it like mentally and emotionally stressful knowing that you basically have to like watch your back throughout the whole like recording of the show? Like you said, even your friends could do something to try and eliminate you and anything like that. Isn't that like a lot of stress for you?
Oh yeah, it's super stressful. It's not only just that though. Like, you're watching what other people might do behind your back, but you also have to watch yourself. Like, what am I gonna do next? Like, what if I say something wrong? You know, what if I come off like not a way that I want to look on TV? And with how we are right now, like in society, like you could say something and your life could literally be over.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And like when there's drinking involved, anything could be said. Yeah. So like that's actually more stressful to me. Like, I leave before every show and I'm like, watch your mouth, make sure you don't say anything inappropriate. Not that I ever do, but you just never know.
Yeah.
You know, and if something slips, whew, life's over.
Now, is this set up like storylines? Like, let's say like Love and Hip Hop. You know how that there's a storyline. You already kind of know that they're intertwined. How does that work? Are you guys legitimately just put into a house and then you just getting to know each other and you start to see, hey, this person's shady or this person's cool or whatever? Or is it one of those things where you kind of have storylines?
So with the challenge, every season is a different theme. So it kind of like already sets up like scenarios, like sometimes you're in pairs, like you have a partner the entire time. Sometimes you're in teams. So that all, like the game aspect of it, that's already all set up for you. But what happens in the house storyline wise, like that's all on us. Like,
oh wow,
yeah, we're just in the house living. Starts out to be like 30 something people and then dwindles down, but like they just put us in a house, give us alcohol and say, have at it, like, and whatever happens, whoever hooks up, whoever fights. Like, there's no production that ever intervenes. And that's what I think is so dope about the show, because like I just did another show called Champs vs. Stars, and I loved it. Filming it was amazing. I had an awesome time. It's pretty much just the challenge, but you go against like celebrities instead of castmates. And it was awesome. But in filming that, because we're living in a hotel, it's a little bit more set up. Like, production wants you to like eat dinner with a certain person or talk about a certain topic. And to me, I was like, I'm not used to this. Like, I don't know how to like...
You're like, I'm ready to go to war with anyone.
Yeah.
Don't sit by me.
Yeah, like it's weird. It's awkward for me because I'm not an actress. Like, I don't know how to, hey, so about that elimination yesterday. Like, it's awkward, you know, because on the regular challenge, it's a free for all. You just do what you want. You say what you want, and no one comes in and says, hey, you can't say that, you know?
Damn. So I want to talk about like your off-camera life, like your day-to-day friends. Let's call them the normal people, quote unquote normal people. Has and I hate that. I know that sounds terrible for people listening, but that's the only way I could put it. So like, has those relationships changed a little bit? Like, do they look at you as this celebrity person, or is it you know, how does that work for you?
Not really. I mean, I have a really small, close group of friends. One of my best friends is here with me right now, actually. She flew from Florida to come hang out with me for the weekend in New York.
Oh, nice.
Or week, whatever this is. And she's my best friend forever. And I have a couple other, like, really, really close friends, and those people are never going to treat me any different. They're always going to make fun of me and, you know, tell me exactly how it is and tell me when I'm being ridiculous, and nothing like that has really changed. But I've always had that small group, though, you know?
Yeah.
So I feel like maybe if I was the type of person that had like a ton of friends, people might change, but they've been around forever.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like as you get older, you just naturally
kinda
start.
like that.
Yeah, you just naturally just have smaller friends, and it's more value.
You know what
that.
happens though too, like as you get bigger, especially in stardom, more people start to come along. You sometimes you meet some really, really amazing people, and then
Yeah.
sometimes you meet some fucking assholes. So I was just
True.
wondering, you know, like how does that work? Like how do you cipher through, considering you're constantly, like, I'm thinking of the on and off switch, right? Like, so for you, your guard is always up.
Oh, yeah.
You're programmed at this point.
Yeah,
So
totally.
I just always wondered if that now, like it's like being in the military. Like when you leave military, do you have like PTSD?
1,000% I have PTSD
Yeah.
every time. It was bad after Real World because that was like super traumatic. Like there was only 7 of us and there was so much attention and like it was very intrusive on your life and it was 3 months long and it was just like a lot, you know? So after that, I literally went into hiding for like 2 months. I went to my mom's sister's house in Utah. I lived there in her basement for like 2 months just to like decompress and like get back to regular life because I had not been without a camera in 3 months.
Yeah.
I had not taken a shower without someone in the room with me. You know what I mean? So I remember that first shower I took and I'm like, I'm alone right now. Like this is so weird, you know? Wow. Strange. So even now, like after the challenges, especially when I'm there for a long time, like on Vendettas, I made it to the final. So I was there for like 2.5 months with like all this drama, all this like lying, backstabbing, cutthroat, like whatever. And then I get home and my boyfriend's like trying to hug me and kiss me. And I'm like, this feels weird, you know? So like it takes me like a week to like kind of like decompress and be like, okay, you can hug me again. I love you again. You know? But like right now, like I'm still in that game mode of like, I'm gonna cut you.
It's partly because you're Spanish.
Yeah, that's it.
It's fine.
A little bit because of that.
Whatever, we'll blame it on the games. It's
Yeah,
fine. Whatever.
So for you, like I know you have a small group of friends, but I'm sure like along the way you started to meet like other celebrities and just other people who are kind of in the same realm as you are. Like, how do you go about kind of like filtering and determining like, okay, this person is genuine, like I'll be friends with them, or this person I don't know? Because it's like you said, you constantly have your guard up, but like you don't want to keep your guard up all the time where you don't allow like good human beings to come in your life through some shape or form. So how do you go through that process? And is it one where it seems like it's kind of difficult to do, or difficult sometimes to trust new people because of the experiences you've had?
Totally, yeah, because you never know what anyone's intentions are. And like, I'll have girls from like, Are You the One, another MTV show, like DM me and be like, hey, I'm in Vegas. Because of course, everyone comes to Vegas. So everyone's always hitting me up like, I'm in Vegas, whatever. And like, I don't ever hang out with anyone from other TV shows that I haven't ever watched their show, or I know someone who like can vouch for them, because like if I haven't watched you on TV, I don't know if you're like that girl who made the racist remark, or like I don't want to be seen with you, you know? Like I'm not trying to do that, and I don't know what your intentions are for me, because now I'm on a show like The Challenge where in order to get on, you kind of have to, I mean, it's easier to get on if you have a storyline with someone, you know, like if you're someone's ex-girlfriend or whatever, and like these girls are gonna want to come around me just to maybe make it a little bit easier in their mind to get casted for the challenge. So I don't do that. I just kind of stick with people that are like mutual friends of other people, and people that are already on my show, and then stuff like that.
Do you ever consider going to therapy? Have you gone to therapy? Like, have you ever felt?
Are you saying I need therapy?
No. I'm just saying, it sounds like there's times where you would like to vent a little bit. Therapy is helpful. It's healthy. I go to therapy. Therapy
Saying
is
I'm crazy.
a little bit. But I believe therapy is super helpful. You know what I mean? Like, I think about so many big celebrities. Like, we just in the news today, Kate Spade, commit suicide. Like, that's
Really? I didn't even hear that.
Yeah, it happened today.
Happened today.
They found her in her apartment.
Yeah, in her apartment. 55 years old.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Wow.
Said she suffered from all types of mental. No one knew.
Yeah.
No one knew.
And it's crazy because as someone as successful as she is, it's like,
I always think about that. Like, I always weigh that. Like, is the success really worth it? That you get that high to be K-Spade's level, and you just can't deal. Like, you start to just lose the marbles. You know what I mean? So it's a scary thing. Like, I just always wondered about stuff like that. Like, do you really consider it at times?
Yeah, I mean, I'm not to that level. I don't think of like Avicii, like Kate Spade, you know. But I definitely think that at some point, I don't think that I would be opposed to any sort of therapy, because the things that we go through are really traumatic, you know? Like, this isn't normal shit that people do.
Yeah.
Like, this isn't normal for people to, like, come stab you in the back and then you have to, like, forgive them and live with them and see them again. Or even the craziest, I think it sucks so bad when, like, people hook up and then they have to live in the house with the person while they're hooking up with someone else.
Yeah.
You know, like, that's not normal.
Yeah.
Like, it's not okay for a human to go through, you know? So, yeah, I mean, at some point, we probably all need therapy.
Yeah.
Can't lie about that.
Yeah, I mean, like you said, therapy is a good thing. I think
Yeah.
a lot of people, even if it's not to the extent of, you know, what you were saying, but like, it's always good to have someone to talk to. For you, what was the most heart-wrenching experience? Like, what was the experience that really like you felt it in your heart and it hurt, whether you cried about it or you felt sad about it, and like maybe people don't know, and not necessarily experience in terms of like what someone does to you, but just like, even if it's like just the chaotic environment just made you tearful, or just seeing something just made you cry. What was that moment that it really like kind of like broke you down a little bit?
If we're talking about, like, on the show, I'm a crier. So, like, everything that you just described happens to me, like, every day. Like, literally, like, I can't handle it. I'm gonna cry. So, like, I'll see scenes of myself and I'm like, oh, I wish I didn't cry there. Like, I look like an idiot because I'm always crying. But, like, that's how I deal with stress, and that's how I deal with anger. Is just like, I like bottle it up and then I start to cry, and I'm like, that's the only way I can handle it. But I would say, I don't know. Like I said, it happens all the time. I think that the most hurtful thing that's happened to me on the show for sure was when I was hooking up with this kid, Corey, a couple seasons ago. And people are going to be like, oh my God, Kailah's talking about Corey. I have a new boyfriend. I love him, but we're talking about things that hurt, so give me a break. And we like hooked up a little bit on the show, whatever. And then right when I left, he ended up hooking up with another girl, and I had no idea about it. And I was like waiting at home for him to get back from the show. Ooh. And like, then I had to find out about it like that. And that's like traumatic. It's like, I had no idea, you know, and I looked like an idiot. And I hate the thing that, one of my biggest pet peeves, and it's always been my pet peeve, is when people make me look like an idiot, you know, when they purposely don't care about your feelings and you walk away looking like a moron. Especially, it happens more to girls, I feel like. Guys can easily do that too. So that experience really sucked, especially because that was my first season on the show. I didn't know what to expect. The first challenge season, I like trusted someone, and then they like came and did that to me, and I was like, damn, it's like that, you know? Yeah. But it kind of made me a more ruthless person on the show, because it's like, you never know what to expect, you know?
If there was one thing, I guess, that you could have done differently on the show, leading up to the seasons that you're on now, what would it be? If you can take one thing back.
Ooh.
Come on, I got you.
Oh, I hate to admit it.
Oh, man.
No, so on the challenge Vendettas, I was in an alliance with my best friend Jenna, and then this girl Camilla, and a girl named Cara. We were all working together, and I ended up sending Cara straight into the redemption house, which was pretty much like a backstab move, and I don't regret it 100% because it was a good game move, but at the same time, I've learned since then that loyalty carries you much farther in the game. Mm-hmm. So like ever since then, I've really like taken that lesson and been like, damn, I sent Cara home, and then I ended up not making it to the final that season. And then the next season after that, I was loyal to everyone. I kept my word, and my friends literally helped me get to the end. And if I would have stabbed any of them in the back, I wouldn't have been there. So like that was just a lesson that I grabbed and I took with me, and it paid off, you know?
That's definitely a life lesson.
And it was a life lesson, yeah. Because sometimes you want to cheat to get ahead, and I kind of did with the whole sending Cara straight home, because she's a tough competitor, and I wanted to be like, all right, let's get rid of her now. Screw it. Yeah. And it was a good, like I said, it was a good game move, but it was a little bit of a cheat to get to the end type thing, and it didn't pan out.
Yeah.
And I don't think it ever usually does.
All right, let's talk. I want to talk sports really quickly. Who do you have in the finals right now, winning?
Really?
I gotta ask, man. I don't know. There's some.
What sport?
There's basketball. I mean, you know.
Who's even there?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I mean, I don't know.
Is it? Do you want me to guess?
I want you to guess.
Is the 49ers there?
Oh my God. All right, never mind. Let's segue to music. Let's segue to music.
I just picked a random team.
Favorite artist? Who do you listen to? Who's in your rotation right now?
Okay. So on repeat on the way here, I had J. Cole.
Okay.
Yes, Kendrick. I listened to Kendrick's newest album like 6 times on the way here. I just had it on repeat while I was sleeping on the plane. I downloaded the new Kanye album, of course. And I bought 2 of his shirts, and I felt kind of like buyer's remorse for that because it was like $300 worth of like shit that I didn't need. But whatever. I'm a huge Halsey fan.
Okay.
I love her. I don't know. Actually, she's been annoying me lately on social media, like as a person, but her music I do love.
Yeah.
Who else? I have the Dua Lipa album, which is just all right. Those are like the main ones that I've been filtering through. Oh, Adventure Club, which is like the EDM way. Their album's amazing. I don't know if you've ever heard it.
I haven't heard it. I gotta listen to it.
So good. Very chill, like lay on the beach type music. That's pretty much it.
Yeah.
Well, I have a music question. If you could pick a song that is the theme song for your life, what track would it be?
Ooh.
Be careful, your boyfriend's listening.
I love him.
I love him so much.
I really do. Shit, this is a hard question. I mean, it's so cliche, but like girls just want to have fun. I feel like really sum up my whole life.
That's a
Yeah,
good
you're
one.
definitely getting in trouble after he hears this. I can tell you right now.
I do.
Oh man.
Well, that's an oldie too. So she gets points for that.
Classic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Straight to the point. It's just like me.
I definitely get the bluntness from you. Like, I haven't heard, you don't hold any punches with the right news. I like that. I respect that.
Yeah.
It's pretty dope. So all right. So outside of that, in closing, what can we expect from you? Is there anything you can reveal coming up on these seasons? What's happening? Who are you beating up? Who's you get caught cheating and you're snitching right now? What's happening? Give me the dirt.
I can't say much. There is a new season of The Challenge coming up.
Okay.
It will be airing. I don't know when. They just released the cast pictures today.
Okay.
So I have no idea. Probably pretty soon. And you'll just have to see. I'd never the girl who doesn't get in trouble. And that's all I can say.
You did really, really good job with picking words. You were like, I'm fucking everybody up, but I can't say that. It's going to be great.
Yes. If I were to describe it with like one emoji, it would probably be like the little devil, like purple.
Oh,
Yeah.
man.
Yeah.
Kailah about to get her revenge.
Yeah.
Oh, man. Well, I mean, this has been amazing.
Yes.
Want to thank you for coming on. You now have been rooted. You're part of the Grassroots family. So we're going to
Yay.
pretty much, what that entails is we stalk you for the rest of your life.
Oh, perfect.
We'll send you birthday wishes and things like that. And,
and watch the season too.
watch the season. Yeah, now I'm gonna go on there. I'm gonna DM you like, yo, I saw what you did. You should. It was a bad move. It was a bad move. Oh man, but definitely thank you for coming
Yes.
on.
Yeah,
Really,
thank
really
you guys
cool.
so much.
It was a lot of fun.